Maybe you should.
Ready?
We're good? All right. Well, what? All right, we will officially call the City of Travelers Rest Council Committee meeting for Monday, December the 9th. We appreciate RTS being here tonight. So for our newbies that are in attendance, this is committee meetings. We will start with our Public Works Committee. Chair Lane.
So I call the Public Works Committee meeting to order, represented by myself, Catherine James, and Sherry Mira. Do I have a motion to approve the November 12th Public Works minutes? I do need to make one, I was not here, so I don't know if that needs to show as absent or not. In minutes, I'm not sure.
It showed
It
absent
was
on the
not,
minutes.
I read the.
Motion to approve. Second.
All the.
And okay, Director Tate.
Good evening. Just got a couple updates here. The shred event this past weekend, 117 cars went through, 5,500 pounds of paper collected. Pretty successful event there. Hopefully we may try to get another one on the calendar maybe in the spring. And we partner with the chamber on that one as well. So there was some food collected for a local food pantry also. Our glass recycling, we're working through the logistics of this, trying to get, a couple more events on the calendar for sure. I did receive a call this morning from the provider, and, they're just kind of following up on letting me know where they are and where we're at right now with the process. So hopefully, in the near future, we'll see some of those events roll out. Debris removal, on city streets, we'll have a contractor. We have a contract that's being reviewed by, the city attorney. We have met, with FEMA, last week on 2 different occasions. And we have another meeting, a scope meeting in January. So we're working on that. Hopefully within, the next couple of weeks, we'll get started on the removal. We have been cleared to go ahead and start removal. And then we'll meet with them, periodically. Kind of let you know where we are on that. And I'll be glad to entertain any questions at this time.
Well, I just have to say, I was driving at night and looking down Main Street, and it was really beautiful. So thank you for all the hard work that you all done. And then the garden clubs have done a fabulous job. And beautifying Travelers Rest.
David and Scott and the staff there has done a tremendous job. And Tiara Garden Club along with Mount Laurel done some decorating, or they done some replanting up there at the gazebo for us. So
Does anyone on the committee have any questions?
For the good of council, will you just tell us where the parade starts and ends?
the parade will be starting at Travelers Rest High School, and coming out of the parking lot. The entrance, the north entrance from here, the far north entrance from here, sir. And they'll be coming south on Main Street, coming all the way down Main, and they're gonna turn left on Rose Center and end on Rose Center Court out there. I think logistically for us, it's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna be an adjustment for the pay people that are coming to watch. It's gonna be an adjustment for everybody to collect on Main Street. But I think, once we get through this one, the logistics of it's gonna be a lot better for us and the fire department, and police department as well.
So do you think that will be a future route that will continue to use in the future?
I'm gonna project that will be the route this year and next year with construction on North Poinsett, and then we can go back and revisit that. I just think the scope of the project on Poinsett is gonna go through this time next year.
Councilmember Lane, if you don't mind, I'd like to let you know that Beth has created a beautiful map, both of the parade route as well as parking available. It should be on our website. There's a QR code available, and we'll push it out for notification as well.
It's already on notifications. And it is a beautiful map.
There you go. That's always ahead of us.
Sorry.
Any questions on council?
Yeah. I need to be clear on, so you talking about the debris removal
Yes, sir.
for city-owned streets?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so that's a completely separate ordeal than all the state streets?
Yes, DOT, is working with FEMA and their contractors to collect that. DOT is financing that. And we're working on city-owned streets, the city, the streets that the city owns.
And so the email that you sent out, and I had questions about this, and I questioned any kind of information put out about the size of the loads and all that kind of stuff.
Sir, I don't know at this point. I can follow up with DOT, my contact tomorrow, and we can post that on our website as well for, the state-owned roads.
You know, we talked about this a little bit, maybe last month before that, but by and large, it's just the areas that were hardest hit are all in one location, you know, on certain streets. Then the street behind them won't have anything, and then, like in our neighborhood, like up by where Chief Ford lives, you had there, then it dropped down to my house, and behind us, myself and my neighbor, the houses behind us, and Thunderbird got ripped, you know?
That's right.
So that's a state, is that a city street?
That's a city-owned street over there, yes, sir.
But Williams is a state street,
That's right.
so,
It did hit, and just like you're explaining there, it come across, hit Lorraine, and back that side, come over towards your house down in Williams, and hit Thunderbird, Maverick, Fiesta, all those over in there that hit pretty hard. As a matter of fact, that is the hardest hit area on the city-owned streets.
and I suppose Poplar Street, that area right in there, Poplar, it's Cubs Extension,
Tubbs Mountain Extension is a state road.
Okay.
Poplar Street's a state road.
okay,
Forest,
so
all that, McAllister, all that stuff. Yes, sir. I think the majority of the city damage on the streets that we have are over on Thunderbird, Maverick, Fiesta, Pinto, over in the.
yeah, I'm sure. So,
Are we still trying to educate residents about the difference between the state roads and the city-owned roads?
That, I spoke with Beth last week. We can send out a map, to try to differentiate those. I don't know how clear that will be, because I think most people have the impression it's in the city, it's the city.
they do, and that's part of the questions that I have about, dealing with two different contractors.
And my understanding is if you have a city street and if you have the same contractor, a city street and a state road, you cannot combine the debris. You have to do two separate roads on the same.
That's all by that. Yep. Okay, well, that makes sense. Or clear as mud.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Bill.
I've got a question about the parade route. Is the route determined by the chamber, or is that a joint effort between the chamber and the city?
That was a joint effort. We went back, sometime in July. I think it was late July, August, because we knew the construction was coming. And there was a couple of routes that were, considered. And I think this is probably the best one. And it was a combined effort with the city and the chamber.
Okay, I just want people to understand that, rather than the city didn't make just a
No.
random decision to say that we're gonna do that. The chamber was
Yes.
greatly involved with all of that.
But, yeah, they were
Also-
involved with that from the front.
And also, the paper shredding event was a combination event with the chamber also, correct?
That is correct, sir.
And was this was a rescheduled event because of mix-up for whatever, and we won't even go into that. But was this event, and it was difficult, I know, because I took some stuff over there, so pulled in the wrong place first to have to go around. But is it still considered a successful event? That's what I wanted.
Yes, sir. The amount of cars that went through and, the number, the amount of paper that was collected, and speaking with the chamber today, that's a very successful.
Good.
And it was a miscommunication on the first event from the provider.
Great, thank you.
We're gonna be talking about the parade a lot this week, I think. So I would just encourage everybody on council just to repost and share with your neighbors. It's gonna be okay.
That's right. It's gonna be fine. I do want to invite each one of you to come out tomorrow afternoon and join us at the Public Works Building. We'll be working on the parade float for you guys, for Saturday. And I've heard there's gonna be some light refreshments there. So come on out and join us if you have time.
Any other questions? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Thank you.
All right, can I move to Public Safety Committee Chair Byers? I call to order the Public Safety Committee meeting for December 9th. Present are myself, Shanice Chris, Wayne McCall, Sharon Mara, and Brittany Best. Do we have a motion to approve the November 12th minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Captain Kugler, anything you'd like to highlight on the police report? Sir?
I would like to just note that our traffic citations and warnings greatly increased over the last month, up almost 50%. So patrol's out there hitting it hard. Always looking, improve and achieve excellence in our agency, but we're doing some good things, some positive things. Philip had already spoke about the parade. All of our people are aware of their positions. It's all hands on deck for us Saturday. The only thing that we're probably gonna have the population density, there's probably gonna be a lot more people on Main Street because we don't have that whole section to spread out. But I'm looking forward to a good event. Any questions?
Looks like things are going well with Walmart. Last month, hopefully it stays.
So the statistics are a little skewed because they are down in loss prevention. So they have some vacancies in their loss prevention program. So the shoplifting's still going on. We're just not being notified of it.
Okay, any questions on the committee for Captain Copeland?
Yes, in the last month, I've seen 2 races that were in Poplar Forest, Northcliffe area, like one was this Saturday. How are those advertised as far as so people know that there's gonna be runners?
So I know that they are, I believe, getting put on the website. I'm not 100% sure on that. If not, I will get with Beth and make sure that they are moving forward. The signs go up normally 48 hours in advance. So we always have whoever's hosting the race put up signage. But if they have not been on the website, I will talk with Beth to make sure that she gets updated.
Okay, thank you.
Council, any questions?
Thank you.
Greg, you're not taking your chance to do your best.
I've messed it up.
Yeah, he
He's
should
not
have
a cheat
negotiated
anymore.
with Lane to- like Lane something,
We'll strike that from the record. Okay, Matt, what do you have for us?
Okay, just a couple of quick things. One, we've been hosting, I don't know when it is this time of year, but we've been hosting a lot of people in the station. We've had Boy Scouts this last month, we've had Turkey Creek this last month, we've had homeschoolers this last month, so we're up on people coming to the station, which is great. We love them. We love to have them. They find out about the city, we find out about us, and all those are actually split between us and the police department also. Half the group comes up here, half the group goes down there with us. So those, just to let y'all know, the fire department has been involved with Leo Santa again this year. It's kind of it used to be just Greenville County Sheriff's Office kind of did. One guy started it and it got real big, and so it's got hosted out, and now the fire departments are all part of it. But last year that particular event for Toys for Kids in the whole county reached over 5,000 kids. So there's a lot of work behind the scenes goes into it. Chief Fork's actually on the board and helps with it, but we'll be doing a toy takeout, I guess you would call it, here in the city, right before Christmas. We do it on Saturday. The police department comes over, we fill up police cars and everything we got, and we just go to neighborhoods, and we get neighborhoods that we know that have a lot of children in them and give out toys. Also, the city toy drive going on. That's a big event too. Those are done through Beth and some of the other ones that are on that committee, but they have certain groups that they go with the school, the people who have actually called in their names and stuff like that. They vet those before they come out, and then they have a day that they come pick up their toys. So the city's involved with a lot of toy stuff this month.
Any questions on committee for Chief?
Just one thing, is there a deadline that we can push out to donate toys and things like that?
The actual boxes are actually being picked up tomorrow, and that's been out there. It's been on our Facebook. It's been on everything. Every fire department around's had it on. But if anybody has any toys, they can absolutely bring, we'll get them into, they actually have a warehouse in Greenville that all these stores are going to, and then, we'll go down and sort them all for different areas. They'll go to different cities and different places as satellites to go out. So if anybody's got any toys and they want to, or anything, drop them by the station, we'll make sure they get either one of the two groups. They'll get here in the city somewhere.
Thank you. Anyone on council have questions for Chief?
All right, thank you.
Shannon, it looks pretty standard for building and municipal court. Is there anything you want to highlight for us?
Yes, thank you, Councilmember Byers. Pretty standard, well, I say that, it's actually kind of low right now, but again, this is the calm before the storm. I was meeting with Renee the other day, and we have well over 200, possibly up to 250 units that we anticipate rolling on in the next year. So calm before the storm.
Anybody have questions for Shannon? Can we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. All right, moving to Planning and Development Budget Committee, Chair Best.
All right, call to order the Planning and Development Committee. Members present, myself, Brantley Best, Grant Baumgartner, Kelly Byers, Dr. Shanice Chris, and Sherry Vaughn. Looking for a motion to approve the November 12 minutes.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Director Mark.
So-
Planning and Development report.
On my report, a couple of things. Hemlock is up there. They are in the process of two things. Their initial application to Greenville County for land disturbance, and they're still working on their application to me to review the multifamily portion of the project. The down at the bottom of under construction, Villas of North Valley just began construction. So they're starting to take some trees down out there. We've met with the neighbors who had some questions as we got started. I'd encourage them to continue to call us if they had any issues moving along, and that has seemed to go pretty well. And then it's not on there, but Gateway is closing out. So I think they have less than 10 of those units to sell out there. We're going through the landscape and getting everything done there, so that should be closed out pretty soon. And then at the bottom, Sherry and I had an opportunity to go to Clemson last week and see the presentation by the students over there for area at Coleman and Bowers, where there's open space, and they came up with some conceptual plans for that being a node of an eventual trail that would come along the entry right there. And so there were some really good presentations. Sherry got to see me be in my harsh manner towards students, trying to encourage them to be better and all that kind of stuff, but often comes across as just critiquing and being harsh. But quite honestly, there were some great ideas they pitched there that I think are well worth considering. They are going to share all their presentations by one of those sharing. And when we do, we'll have an opportunity to share that with the council. And then the last matter, passing it back to you, Chair Best, is the matter about the zoning ordinance.
Yes.
And I can answer any questions you might have about that.
Yeah, so we can just move on. So we will discuss the zoning ordinance, TR 24-04-RZ. So just for clarification purposes again, the vote we take tonight is to send this to full council, where we'll have 2 readings starting next Thursday. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to send to full council TR 24-04-RZ to rezone 1500 Trailhead Court from R15 to RM.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All right, I'll give some background that we can discuss before we vote to send it on. Furman University Foundation has applied for a rezone from R15 to RM. Let's see. The rezone from R15 to RM would not change any of the existing uses on the property. The rezone will allow them to expand the independent living use. The Planning Commission unanimously voted to recommend approval last Thursday evening. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, basically in our zoning ordinance, when I looked it up, if there's a legal non-conforming use, it can remain that way. But if you go to expand it, it can't be expanded per our zoning code. So pretty much, this is a simple way to handle the matter, is to go ahead and rezone it to RM. Everything that's on there would be a conforming use, including the assisted living, independent living. I think they would be looking at possibility of a dog park for the residents there that would fit into that use. So all the uses would fit into the RM and just kind of resolve the matter. They are looking at adding 22 apartment units, and which doesn't get them very far in meeting their waiting list, which is over 300. And they indicated at our last meeting, it's the waiting list can be from 3 to 5 years out right now. So it helps them deal with that, helps them to do that. We're basically keeping the same use. So that's
Anything from committee members here?
Does it give us any additional oversight on what their plans are, or it's still?
No, basically, we'll have to see their building plans, will have to come through us, they still have to meet the conditions. So if you've read through our zoning ordinance, residential multifamily zoning, underneath that, if you're gonna put in multifamily, that is a conditional use. It is not even a permitted use in residential multifamily. Seems a little odd, but what it does is it forces you into the conditions that are set on multifamily. But to answer that, most of those architectural standards are going to be to meet what they currently have. And so we've had an opportunity to look at this matter also with fire and get their input as well as we move forward.
It sounds as if it's more of a cleaning up of a definition of the use than anything else.
That is correct.
You,
Triggered by the expansion. Right?
Triggered
We
by the
weren't looking
expansion.
for- Now, I mean, it goes along, we've been trying to find non-conforming, but this was triggered by the expansion will happen. under
Yes.
this. Yeah. Anyone else on the committee have questions for Jay before we vote as the full council?
Do any of the neighboring properties need to be rezoned into something else, like looking at the golf course on R15?
No, all of those are, and that's a separate piece of property. So that is, I haven't looked to see if that, I think it's legal in R15, but it's a legal non-conforming use and they wouldn't be expanding. So we wouldn't have an issue there. The single family residential, which is across the street, is actually zoned RM, which it just was zoned that way when the county had it. So, no, right now, there's no need for any other zoning classifications or changes there. And if and when Furman decides to do anything north of Road Ford Road, that would be a future matter for consideration.
so basically, everything is in place the way it was with the county. We're just, again, as
Yeah.
it said, we're just bringing.
So when it was in the county, I don't remember if it was RS or R20, but RM or R15 is the closest thing we had. So when they came in, like the whole campus is R15. And so that's just what it was already. And so that's a whole different enchilada there. But this just helps everything get that area that's under the Furman University Foundation in line with the current uses.
So really what's gonna happen if they go to expand or do anything else anywhere else on the campus, same thing's gonna happen is it's gonna be blown up and we're gonna see whether or not it meets the correct definition at that time and make any adjustments as we need to.
Right.
Correct. Any other committee members have questions before we vote?
I think it would, I was, today down Bowers Road and they're beginning got all the big toys out there,
Yeah.
so.
We have a good line of communication with Mr. Howell, who's on the other side and represents the neighborhood there. There was a little snafu where one of the contractors was coming up out of the woods and told them that's where the line where they were cutting was, and that created a little brouhaha for a minute. He was just not correct. in where the limit of disturbance was. And so we had everybody involved and got it ironed out.
It's on the way.
So, yeah.
All right, let's vote to send this one on, then we can reopen that to committee and council for anything general for planning development. Dr. Chris will be abstaining from this vote. Stephen Cole? All in favor? All right, thank you. All right, now we can just open it back up. Anyone on the committee have general questions for Dr. Martin or
Dr. Martin.
Dr.
Oh,
Director?
Yeah,
Director Martin. Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure on you.
Professor Martin, that's a long- Anyone on council have anything for Dr. Director Martin?
You find Jay?
Yes.
Okay.
If not, we'll look for motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Ways and Means Committee Chair Bob Gardner.
All right, I call the Ways and Means Committee to order. Myself, Kelly Byers, Lisa Lane, Wayne McCall, and Brantley Best are all present. And I would entertain a motion to approve the November 12 Ways and Means Committee minutes.
Motion.
Second on that?
Second.
All right, thank you. That's all we've got before us. So unless anybody else has anything else, we will be getting the financial report prior to our meeting next week. But other than that, council have any questions? All right, so do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Thank you.
All right, old business, we have none. We have executive session on the agenda, so I make a motion to enter executive session to discuss negotiations, to propose contractual agreements, discussions, proposed sale or purchase of property, receipt of legal advice, settlement of legal claims, or discussions of the public agency's position in adversary situations. Do I hear a second?
Do you have enough to do this?
Five. Second order, yes.
Yeah.
Squared
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go if that's okay. So we have come out of executive session, the council went into executive session. Sorry, you're reporting. We don't have to have them all, I don't think, do we?
You have a quorum.
Okay, great. The council went into executive session to discuss negotiations, consent to propose contractual agreements, discussion.
So sorry, we didn't have the recording on.
Take your back from executive session. The council went into executive session to discuss negotiations, incident, which seems like a weird word to me, but to propose contractual agreements, discussions of proposed sale or purchase of property, receipt of legal advice, settlement of legal claims, or discussions to the public agency's position in adversary situations. No action was taken. Do I have a motion to adjourn from executive session?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion from Dr. Shanice Chris, second from Brantley Best. All in favor? Okay, motion carries with majority, Wayne included. Does anyone on the committee have any questions? Does anyone on council have any questions for executive session? Okay, I don't think we need another motion to adjourn, do we? It's on here, okay. Great, now we move into new business, non-miscellaneous matters. Shannon, do you have any updates for us?
Mayor, I'm done, thank you. I do have two quick updates. It is time for boards and commissions appointments. So we have notices have gone out to everyone whose term is expiring in case they're interested in renewing their application. The applications are on the website. We will be updating it tomorrow to note that all applications will be due by December 30th so that we can get them out to you for consideration for the January appointments. We have 3 openings in planning commission, 3 in accommodations. 2 of those need to be hospitality representatives. 1 can be at large. We have 1 opening for building codes and housing board of appeals and 1 for board of zoning appeals.
So we will check with the existing to see if they're interested.
We have already sent notice to all of them if they were, that they'll need to submit a reapplication. It's a 1-page application, so.
Would you recommend Beth to send out her like normal, hey, we have these openings on social too? That's always nice. We get some good.
Absolutely. We'll have an entire plan that goes behind,
Great.
behind this, so. And then the second thing I would like to do is ensure that you receive invitation to do a council Christmas dinner with your spouses at Shortfields after the council meeting. Carson sent it out today. I see some blank looks.
Okay. Oh, she hasn't seen it.
I'm like, I hadn't seen it.
I'm not
bad. I'm not on the top of it.
That was sent to me, I guess, for approval to send out. Apologies, Carson, approved, send it out.
We'll be sending out.
Yes, I will be sending out invitations. So, following, council meeting next Thursday,
Oh,
7
next
o'clock
Thursday?
at Shortfields. please.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, does anyone, I'm sorry, does that conclude your?
Oh, that concludes
Okay.
my report, yes.
Does anyone council have anything for the good of council?
I do. Two things. Chipotle Grill is opening Wednesday. Y'all go see my son. He's gonna be the GM in that store. He might look you up. And also, City of Simpsonville, Wednesday at 4 p.m., having the grand opening, I guess, for lack of better terms, of their new city hall. And so I was asked to ask y'all to please attend if you.
This one.
This one, yeah.
If anybody carpools. All right, anything else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Great, thank you very much, I appreciate it.